Hello everyone, Percy7 here, back with some more Bloons Out Defense 6. In this video, I do have a mod showcase. Basically, as you can see down here, you can change the rounds to have bosses in a normal game. So you can do a bit of crazy stuff with it, but I'm gonna do something a bit basic today and just try to see, continue the Super Buff series. And in this video, it's going to be Pirate Lord. Pirate Lord is one of the most buffed towers that we've kind of seen in a while, becoming, in what my opinion, is probably easily one of the best tier 5s in the game now. The save up from Monkey Pirates, from Kinship to Monkey Pirates and Pirate Lord, is a pretty good save up. So really no complaints there kind of with it. So I figured, hey, why not show off that buff and see if it's actually pretty good against, just kind of bosses. I mean, maybe it will, maybe it won't. Now, before continue, I must say this is done on my alt account, which has some knowledge enabled. Doesn't have max full knowledge, just some knowledge. So the knowledge where valuable bananas give more cash. Heroes, I guess, starting at level 3. I don't have that. The really only big one that I do have is there can only be one, which allows you to get a true sun god. But that, of course, that's not a vengeful true sun god. But of course, that's not really helpful in this scenario, as we aren't going to be going for VTSG anyways. So getting Geraldo down a bit late, so that way he doesn't level up too quickly and the NFT kind of gets away from me. So I guess I'll put this like right here. I chose Frozen Over as my map, as this curve right here, with the spot right here, I figure it's probably going to be the best spot for boats. And I figured, hey, why not? Guess it's a mix between, I guess, good for Pirate Lord as well as being, I guess, not really too challenging anyway. So I guess without further ado, let's go see how well Pirate Lord can do against tier 1 of Lunarius. Alrighty, so at round 39, going to play the round so we get the money immediately. I did not mean to sell favorite trades there, and we're just going to go straight for P-Lord. Hopefully P-Lord is enough to be able to beat this tier of Lunarius. Let's get this guy Camo and Jerry's Fire. I don't think Pickles is going to help here, just because I think Pirate Lord does too much damage to the point where it would be a negative. And I think with this, hopefully Pirate Lord is fast enough to be able to pop down. It's only like 20,000 HP, and the damage is looking pretty decent so far, and that's actually really good. Wow. I did not expect that from Pirate Lord, but that damage is nuts. Jesus. And I think this should be easy for, yeah, the Sermon Cluster. The Pirate Lord is doing really well for tier 1 defense. I think I might start using this for maybe even elite. I think it would do pretty well, but it is just carving out that HP of Bloonarius for the tier 1. That buff, it's really coming in handy. And it's surprising that NGQ didn't even nerf Pirate Lord that much in the last update. All they did was make it slightly more expensive, and that was kind of it. But that was a really quick and good defend by P-Lord. It did a really good job there. Was not expecting that. Alright, round 59, we have like 20 something in the tank. We have around, or we not have around, we have exactly 2 BRFs, and also let me get need to get Jerry's Fire on you so that camo leads aren't an issue, and it doesn't see camo. That's right. Ignoring that, alright, so I still do want to play the round so I can get the burst in income. Let's get you. Let's get you. And then if camo leads are still an issue, I could just go for like sniper or something. And to get shrapnel. Or just go straight for bouncing. Alright. Alright. And around 60's here. And I do believe that if this could probably work, just like kind of alk buffed. Alright, village fit here? Yes, it can. The village is in range. Let's get this guy camo. Let's speed this up so that way Bloonarius gets in range quicker. Let's give this guy Jerry's Fire. And I think maybe with like a simple overclock, I think this could probably easily solo like it did with the first tier. So let's get you down and let's use this. And then let's see that damage. And yep, just like similar story for tier 1, it is absolutely carving through Lunarius' health. Pirate Lord's actually really cracked now. It is nuts. Sermon Cluster again is still easy. I probably can get like BC immediately after this. I'm not even sure if overclock was really necessary, but it still is pretty like crazy seeing that this absolutely insane damage for just bosses. I do like that Ninja Kiwi did decide to give Pirate Lord some love, just because Pirate Lord always was like an upgrade. Middle Path Boat in general was just an upgrade that I never really went for, just because it didn't go into anything. Like Cannon Ship I felt was decent for early game, but it was just like Monkey Pirates was kind of meh. And you know, Pirate Lord I felt like wasn't really worth the investment. I would just better off getting something like Tact Zone or some other cheap tier 5. But Pirate Lord's actually really good now. And so I like that Ninja Kiwi decided to give this tower some love. And now round 66 Banana Central. Not really sure if I'm gonna end up regretting this, just because I'm not really sure if we're good for defense. So let me get some Ronaldo. So it's towards the end of round 79. Well, I guess it's 80 now. Again, really confident in P-Lord. Let's go for our homelands. Let's get it on TechBot. Let's TechBot it. And then I think that plus Perma-Brew. And let's go for Carrier Flagship, I guess, down here. So that way it takes away as little damage as possible. And I think that alone should be enough. And I also do need another overclock, just because my overclock is currently overclocking Banana Central. So let's go for that. Let's go for you. And then I think this alone should be enough. Let's hope. If not, I could always go for Energizer just for the decrease in cooldown, which I think I will do. I do basically have infinite money in this point. And I think I want to start working on my Monkeyopolis, just because I have so much money that it seems that money doesn't really even matter at this point. Fire Lord carving down Bloonarius' HP nicely, especially when the homeland ability is active. And I don't even have Jerry's Fire on it, which I guess I will do now. Sharpening Stone, sure, why not? Just as much damage as possible. And Pirate Lord is doing pretty well. And let's check the... I guess we can't really check the DPS now since Bloonarius is out of range. I guess we can look and see what it is. And look at that. That is absolutely insane damage. We're looking at... I'd wager that with Homeland active, that's probably like 5k per second. Actually more than that. It's maybe closer to like 10k per second. Somewhere around those lines. That's absolutely insane damage for a tower that only costs like $30,000, which is pretty significant. I do suspect that Pirate Lord is going to get nerfed probably again in the future, as it does seem a bit too strong for its cost. But I mean, if that does happen, I can understand why. I'm gonna keep Pirate Lord around just so that way I can get Ultra Boost stacks, and I think I will start Ultra Boosting. So let's get this guy to Ultra Boost, and let's start stacking our stacks. I think I want to first sell this overclock because I don't need it, and then I'm gonna get May Moab just so that way we stall out the rounds just a bit longer. And then, all right, round 100 rolling in. This should be a pretty easy Bloonarius, so I do say so myself. We got our damage adders, Super Brittle, Cripple Moab, as well as Glue Storm. Let's get decreased cooldowns, and then I gotta make sure I'm constantly Chinooking this guy. And thankfully, I think I did put him in range of Perma-Brew, so I don't really like to Chinook him too much. Let's get Jerry's Fire on this guy. Let's give him Sharpening Stone, Jar of Pickles. I don't think increases damage. I doubt that heavily. And we haven't really used Homeland yet. Let's get a Tech Bot just for Homeland. Put that right there. And then, yep, same story as the previous 3 tiers. You know, Pirate Lord's absolutely going to town. Looking at the DPS, absolutely insane. We're looking at maybe, honestly, it looks like 50,000 a second with Homeland active. That is really insane damage we're looking at right here. Even though it's not like, of course, it's insane. It still is actually just draining the health, you know. It seems like it's only going to take like 4 rounds to pop down 75,000 just in damage alone, which is crazy. We don't even have True Sun God yet. And that's the thing. We're still missing the extra damage from True Sun God. Alrighty, round 119. The 3 bats that are coming in this round are going to go down pretty quickly once it gets in range of Pirate Lord. Pirate Lord sitting at a cool 5 million pops. Can increase that to probably, I think, around maybe 7 million by the time Bloonarius is done. Honestly, I think Pirate Lord could have easily beaten, like, you know, double HP of Bloonarius. You just have to wait for Bloonarius to get in range, and this should go down pretty quickly. We might get another Chinook just in case I need to for I probably might need it for just kind of showing everything around, but not really. Kind of looking at the damage, looking pretty good, pretty sizable. Looking at DPS, absolutely insane as usual. We do got every buff here, although we are missing Jerry's Fire. We're also missing Sharpening Stone. Completely forgot about those buffs, as those do count towards Pirate Lord's pops. And looking at the damage here, that's absolutely crazy. Whenever Homeland is active, some pretty nice damage we are doing here. And to be honest, you can barely even see, you know, kind of Bloonarius, and that's probably because I have small balloons enabled, just because I figured that, you know, small balloons might help reduce kind of screen clutter. But I guess even still, screen clutter is, I guess, still a bit of an issue. But I mean, yeah, Pirate Lord for the win. I guess this really just goes to show, you know, just how good Pirate Lord is now, you know, once it's gotten buffed. You know, it's taking down, you know, this HP, like 3 million HP Bloonarius is taking this down, and I think it might be able to beat like 3 million HP of Bloonarius in 7 or so rounds, or maybe even 6 if it just kills it fast enough and just kind of stalls, I guess, around 126 fast enough. Well, round 26 is a bunch of DT, so I guess maybe not. But nope, stand corrected. Pirate Lord is able to beat down 3 million HP of Bloonarius in 6 rounds. Probably one of the fastest we've had so far. And I guess this kind of crazy, you know, a tower that only costs probably like 30,000 or so is doing all of this with just, like, you know, max buffs. You know, some of the towers, I guess, Archmage, the most recent one, unfortunately was not able to do this. But I guess that just goes to show, you know, how much Ninja Kiwi, I guess, figured Pirate Lord needed buffs.